Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Absol800 here. I'm coming at you guys today with a Yu-Gi-Oh discussion video. Today's video is going to be basically about the new April 2014 TCG Banlist that has just been revealed / announced. I'm probably not the only channel that has done this discussion video about the new list. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of other channels have already covered this topic, but I figured I'd join the party and give my 2 cents on what I think about this list and what I think could be top contenders for the next list. Just let me know in the comments what you guys think about this new TCG list for April, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Without further ado, I'll get into today's discussion. Alright, first I'm going to go through with what got hit in every section of the list, and then I'll go through with what the reasonings for certain cards for their certain status. Alright, for what got forbidden, the 2 Morphing Jars, Morphing Jar and Morphing Jar number 2. For what got limited, Coach Soldier Wolfbark, Mermail Abysgunde, Rekindling, and Infernity Barrier. Then what got semi-limited, Necroface and Heretic Seal of Convocation. And then no longer on the list is Magical Stone of Excavation and Primal Seed. Alright, let's start with the forbidden. Alright, now what got forbidden is these 2 Morphing Jars. At first thoughts, I was like, why are these cards getting banned? They haven't really done anything for this format, and I don't see anything that's going to make them top contenders for this next format. That's my first thought on that. But after looking through it, and a lot of discussion on why these cards are getting hit, and the reasoning for these 2 cards getting hit is because of the new Jackpot 7 card that's going to be coming out. Apparently, there's some kind of OTK involving both of these jars that where you're able to use these 2 Morphing Jars, and you're able to use their effects in some form or fashion to put all 3 copies of Jackpot 7s into the graveyard, and you win the game from there because of Jackpot 7's win condition. So that's my basic analysis on why these cards are getting banned. For the most part, I understand that factor. We don't want a super easy way to make Jackpot 7 so overly powered for this next format. But that card's not out yet. But I guess in the OCG area, it's probably pretty prevalent right about now. I'm not even sure that the Morphing Jars are banned on the OCG list, but on the TCG list, they're getting banned mainly because of Jackpot 7. That's my only analysis on it, but if there's anything else that I missed for why these cards are getting banned, please let me know in the comments. And then for what got limited, we'll start with Wolfbark. My basic analysis is that it's limited in order to slow down Fire Fists or hinder Fire Fists to a point where at least the 4-axis is somewhat unplayable now. With multiple Wolfbarks, that deck was able to achieve a good amount of Xyz summons of either Xyz summoning Exciton Knight 101 or a Fire Fist key card such as Tiger King, any of their other Beast Warrior Xyz monsters that are somewhat essential to the Fire Fist deck. But limiting Wolfbark is going to hinder that deck quite a bit. It's going to hinder a lot of other decks that use Wolfbark quite a bit. I'm not even sure if this card's used in Fire Kings, but if it is, they lose 2 copies of their Wolfbarks, and it's going to slow down their Xyz summon capabilities quite a bit. In fact, I don't even think it'll hinder Fire Kings that much, because Fire Kings alone is a pretty solid strategy overall. But this getting limited to 1, I'm fine with that. I'm I'm probably like everyone else. I'm tired of fire. I'm tired of water this format. I want to see something else top besides those two decks. But Wolfbark getting limited to 1, I'm fine with that. Mermail Bisgunde, I'm just assuming for the fact that it was used in a new version of Mermails was ignited from earlier this format by a certain player who topped with 2 or 3 copies of Bisgunde and a new build of Mermails. I don't know his name, but I just know that a new version of Mermails ran Bisgunde and made top 16 or top 8 with that version, and from that point on, that version of Mermails has been super dominant for a good portion of this current format that we're in. Mermails topping here and there almost at every event you can probably think of, mainly because of Bisgunde. When this card is discarded, and it's by any means necessary, you can target a Mermail in your graveyard and special summon it back to the field. So that's the one thing that's probably super great about Bisgunde, is that if it's discarded by any means necessary, unless it needs to be discarded by an effect such as like Dark Worlds, then that's a little bit of a problem. But if it's just discard, like at no means, like say if you activate Raigeki Break and you discard Bisgunde, you get a Bisgunde's effect right then and there by special summoning, say, a Lind or a Bisspike or even a Megalo. But normally I've seen Mermail players go for a Bisspike in order to get their searches off and their discard power off in order to discard Abyss Pike or Marksman. But Bisgunde, this going to 1, will it slow down Mermails a bit? Yeah, probably. But will Mermails not be played because of this? No. I think Mermails and Fire Fist will still be around for when this April list hits everyone. When the list activates starting April. I really think that Mermails and Fire Fist will still be a deck. They just won't be as our top contenders for this next format. Mermail Bisgun, I kind of think Konami could have done something better, like hit a Bissphere instead of Gundy. But I'm curious to see how this will affect Mermail players. Rekindling going to 1. Kind of sad about this, just for the fact that I'm using this card in my own build of a fire deck. If you guys have seen my 2 deck profiles about it, you know what I'm talking about. My Burning Fire deck. The most common thing I've used this card for is at least to make Xyz or synchro plays with my Fire Dog or my Magician or any other monsters that I can summon off of Rekindling. But my most favorite thing that I've been able to do with Rekindling is use it, summon either one of my fire monsters, mainly a Fire Dog, and use Spiritual Fire Art Kurenai to tribute off that fire monster after battle, probably, or in chain and tribute the monster and inflict burn damage from there. But Rekindling going to 1. Any card that basically says you can special summon as many monsters as possible, in my mind, immediately has to go to 1. You're able to gain so much advantage. You're able to gain up to at least 5 monsters in one single card, and from there you're able to make so many ridiculous plays that it's somewhat hard to overcome. It's hard to come back from if you're faced with an opponent activating Rekindling and they end up with a Quasar right then and there. But this going to 1, I'm hoping that this will slow down a lot of decks that are able to use it. I get the feeling that since Wolfbark is getting hit, it would make sense that this get hit as well. Because if this wasn't get hit, I would quite frankly like to say that 3.5 axis of Fire Fist was going to probably be the deck of this next format if Rekindling wasn't hit. But with this getting hit, I'm kind of glad so that it'll slow down those the Fire Fist, the 3.5 axis. It'll slow down a lot of other decks. This card's also used in Fire Kings. It'll slow them down a bit, prevent them from special summoning many of their Fire Kings from the graveyard. But Rekindling going to 1, I'm fine with that, but I'm sad about it because of the deck I'm using. That is irrelevant to whatever other decks that use this card. And Infernity Barrier, I don't really care. I don't like Infernities. I can't stand it when I'm facing them. The most annoying thing I don't like about them is the fact that I have to run into Infernity Barriers so often. But this going to 1 is going to slow them down quite a bit. Between this and the new Necroface counter trap card for Gravekeepers, between those two, Infernity Barrier is searchable, whereas the other card for Gravekeepers is non-searchable. But other than that, the only reason I see this getting hit is because Infernities would have been one of the top decks for this next format. But other than that, I'm glad this card got hit. And on the other sense, I really don't care about Infernities. And then what got semi-limited? Necroface. This card's really interesting, though no one else is really using this card. I haven't seen Necroface throughout this entire format, so I'm fine with this. With Convocation going back to 2, Konami, make up your mind. Is it going to be at 2 or is it going to be at 3? For 2 formats, you had this card at 2 because at the start of it, when you semi-limited this card, Heretics were a thing. But the next format, Heretics weren't really doing much while this card was still at 2, and Heretics were irrelevant during that format. Last format, you brought it back to 3, and a lot of us Heretic players were really happy that you brought it back to 3. Though, the reason you are bringing this back to 2 is because Heretic Rulers is a deck that only started probably the second half of this current format. For us Heretic players that play Heretics as just generic without Dragon Rulers, we're kind of sad about this going to 2. But I don't think it's going to slow down Heretics in one bit. It may slow down original Heretics, but Heretic Rulers, I don't think this is going to slow down that deck too much. If you guys can give me any info on why this card is going back to 2, please let me know in the comments, because as far as I know, this is just to slow down Heretic Rulers. And if Heretic Rulers can't suffice without the third Convocation, I can see Mythic Rulers being more of a deck than Heretic Rulers. But Necroface, I'm fine with that. Heretic Seal of Convocation. Konami, make up your goddamn mind. Is it going to be at 2 or is it going to be at 3? And then what's no longer on the list, Magical Stone of Excavation. Do you see anyone running this card? Because I don't. And Primal Seed. Same deal. Do you see anyone using this card with BLS? Because I don't. And that's pretty much it, guys, for my whole April TCG Banlist discussion. And now my whole thought on what 2 decks are going to be probably top contenders. The 2 decks I'm looking at the most, that has the most potential for being top contenders for this next format, is quite frankly Bujins and Yugioh Karakuri. Because if you look at this list, those decks didn't get touched at all. And if some of you guys are thinking that Wolfbark would hinder Bujin, you're surely mistaken, because as far as I know, Wolfbark was never used in the Bujin strategy, and Bujins worked fine without it. But anyways, that's my whole April TCG ban list discussion for you guys today. Let me know in the comments what you think of this list, what you think of this discussion video in general, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. And I guess that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching.